Welcome, everybody to Work Us Wrestling Network Seeing Stars. I'm here. My brother Jay News, he should be coming. But we're gonna have a shorter episode. I know, shocking, because of the holidays, not a lot is going on. But next week on Tuesday is our last episode before the break, so we'll have a lot of previewing and we'll get into a lot of stuff because we have a lot of stuff upcoming for Workhorse Wrestling Network this week and in the new year. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going over New Japan Pro Wrestling and GCW. So let me start with doing some slight housekeeping. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the road to WrestleMania 40, and we're trying to help the wrestling club uh, get there too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? So please either donate to the link that I'm going to put in the chat. I normally put it now towards the end so you all don't miss it. And help these children have a once in a lifetime moment that either they won't have because financially they can't, or their parents just don't have the time to take them to things like this to have great moments to inspire them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our schedule. Okay, you're here with us on Seeing Stars today at 10 a.m. 10:30 p.m. tomorrow is the cookout. And guess what? They're having a night one of two nights of the Horsey Awards, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're there because it's going to be good fun. Wednesday is at 10:15. It's all for night, ladies and gentlemen. That's what ALW and Sammy talk Raw NXT. This episode, they will be reviewing uh, Deadline. Aftermath of Dynamite is at 10:15 p.m. on Thursdays, where they talk all things AEW. Friday is Friday Night Fights, where they start off with SmackDown and end with Rampage. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Just like every good week, we got a good show coming on for you to Friday because ROH Final Battle will be on with Friday Night Fights. And then you wake up Saturday morning to the parents of ALW and CM talking under the radar with BTE, ROH, all these good things, ladies and gentlemen. AEW Collision is on Saturday night, and that Saturday night is all right at 8 p.m. Then you wake up Sunday to watch ALW and Sammy battle it out on into the square circle. Okay? Just a little housekeeping, just a little housekeeping. Good morning, my brother J News.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I think that there's a lot to talk about. Being that there was a lot of wrestling to cover over the week. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully you're doing well, Dolores, as well.
I'm struggling. I can't wait till next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah. Next Tuesday, I start my own vacation. I will be making my way to Texas and enjoying my holiday with family and whatnot. So, yeah. But we should talk about what transpired over the last week or so, Dolores.
Listen, every time. And the great thing about this is that I told them that I said it's gonna be a shorter episode because we only have one thing to preview. And thanks to our great friends at Under the Radar, they gave us the opportunity to preview ROH Final Battle. So that's our preview because everybody else is taking a hiatus. And surprisingly, they taking a hiatus this week. But next week, they got a whole bunch of stuff planned. So, ladies and gentlemen, for our final episode, we are going to be previewing everything. Okay, all the good stuff coming up for till we come back. Because then when we come back, our first episode will be a lot of reviews, just a lot of reviews, because we're gonna have some good shows. Thank you, ALW. Happy holidays to you too.
Appreciate you, Eddie.
Yes, because I can't wait for my holidays. My oldest nephew came yesterday, and I was like, oh, and he's like, "Are you not doing the like podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, we off today." He's like, "Oh, okay," because he did the 24-hour one at Trillium with me. I was like, I was
Mm,
dragging. He's like, "I got it. I can do it. I like to watch it." So he's like a big wrestling fan.
cool.
I don't
That's
turn all
good.
the kids into wrestling fans because I got two nieces and two nephews, and then we can sit down and watch wrestling all the time. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start off with the one show I watched. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, not feeling too great. So some of these I've had to watch two or three times and still don't remember half of the stuff that happened. Okay, but I got the gist because I rewatched again this morning what I'm supposed to get. I had to get up at 5 a.m. to finish. When I saw that I had missed 4 hours of New Japan, and I was like, I slept through three and a half of them. And I woke up and I was like, 4 hours. I gotta get up in the morning and watch this again. Ladies and gentlemen, on 12-9, we had the highest in the room too. Okay, we started off with a non-title match with Jordan Oliver defeated Alex Price. Remember that name, ladies and gentlemen, because my good brother ALW gave me an idea for something later on. Deathmatch Royalty, which consisted of Matt Cardona and Steph DeLander, defeated Jimmy Lloyd and Los Mesitos, with Little Cholo with them, okay? Little Cholo defeated. So
I'm not,
Ninja
I'm,
Matt defeated.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm not I'm not necessarily so comfortable with this appropriation over at GCW.
listen, listen, they do it all over there. We had a scramble match where Ninja Mac defeated one Carl Manders, Bodie Young. Listen, obviously,
I think we lost Loris.
yeah, what happened is my phone is beeping and won't stop.
Oh, I think we lost Loris for a bit there, folks. So we'll see if we get her back soon enough. But I will finish this particular set of matches here for the GCW show. Uh, Going over, we have Big F and Joe defeat Sawyer Wreck. The South Pacific Savages, Jacob Fatu and Juicy Finau, defeat Effie and Mance Warner. A GCW World Title match, we have Blake Christian defeating Starboy Charlie. Johnny Game Changer, Johnny Everything, and Taya Valkyrie defeat Mikey Death Kill, which is Maki Ito and Nick Gage. And Andrade El Idolo defeated Joey Janela in a match on this event. Let's see. Andrade El Idolo making his rounds now as he made his re-debut over at CMLL over the weekend. If I'm not mistaken, via I think it was just a promo that he shot, like a pre-taped promo video. He'll be taking some matches in January, and hopefully that bodes well for him. He's been doing pretty well on AEW as of late, so that's a plus. And I believe via Sports Illustrated or some publication over in Japan, uh, Naito made some comments about wanting to stick with Lij for the rest of his wrestling career and wanting to re team up with Andrade El in the future, being that Andrade has rejoined CMLL. So hopefully, um, we can see Andrade make an appearance on New Japan properly, with the Ungovernable Ones, and we can go from there. Dolores, you okay? I think Dolores is stuck. I haven't been able to hear her for a while. LW's asking what's on the card for Wrestle Kingdom 18. Let's see if there's. I'll pull something up real quick, just to see as to what they have in store so far. Uh, so far, from what I know, the Wrestle Kingdom matches, we have the three-way match or the triple threat match with Ospreay, Moxley, and Finlay. Obviously, we're gonna get to how we got to the IWGP Unification Tag Team match between Bishamon and Hikuleo and El Fantasma with God. So that match is going down at Wrestle Kingdom as well. We do have the special singles match between Okada and Bryan Danielson. We also, let's see if there's anything else here that I can pull up of any note. I think there's something else, but I don't necessarily know.
See, everybody, you need a J News on your team because he was like, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna run with it because I was fighting the internet over here. What happened was when I cut my phone out, what I normally do, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm like ALW, my internet decides sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So
Mm,
I do the hotspot off my phone.
gotcha.
So when I cut my phone off, I cut the internet off, and I
Internet off.
wasn't thinking about it.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
luckily it kicked in, and I was talking. I was like, I see. And then when I dropped the thing, I was like, all I see is circles. Me and Jay News are circles. All my internet is off. See,
Mm.
ladies and gentlemen, I was so into it. Did you all hit any of the matches?
I took care of the last slide for the GCW
Oh,
matches, but I didn't finish
okay,
the first one. Yeah.
okay. So this was the first one, ladies and gentlemen. So I know we did the Santana Jackson defeated George Styles. Violence is Forever defeated Masha and Rina Yamashita. I was going on a rant about Big D, MLJ. D. If you grown, you know what D stands for. Uh, always announcing uh, Yamashita's name differently. He'd be like, Yamashita. And I'm like, what is it? What is it? I need a definition, please.
Yeah.
Um, Big F and Joe defeated Sonya Red. The South Pacific, Jacob and Juicy defeated Effie and Mance. Blake Christian defeated Starboy Charlie. As I said before, Masha Slamovich's reign was better because it was like hot, octane, fast paced, hard hitting matches. Johnny Game Changer, Johnny Hennigan and Taya Valkyrie defeated MDK all effing day. Maki Ito and Nick Gage. And my match of the night, Andrade El Idolo defeated Joey Janela. Well, Joey been having good matches. They do like it. That's a
No,
whole
I
lot
was
of
I
stuff.
was I was I was I was reading something that I didn't necessarily pick up or know from what happened over the World Tag League fest. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm sorry.
So now we're on the World Tag League, ladies and gentlemen, which is over. I will have
Yes.
to do 99 days of this. Okay? I've been working hard on the World Tag League, trying to keep up. And New Japan, the fact that you knew you didn't have no English and then you just said, we'll just wait, that wasn't good for me. Okay? Because I watched, we'll talk about it in a promo that I didn't understand a word of. And it seemed like he was trying to tell us something that I didn't get. Okay? So we'll let Jay News go through New Japan later.
All right. So night 13, which happened on the 6th, which was last Wednesday, the Bullet Club team of Bad Luck Fale, Jack Bonzo, and Taiji Ishimori defeated Minoru Suzuki, Ryosuke Taguchi, and Yuji Nagata, Los Seguro Namaste Hapon Bushi, Shingo Kage, and Yoda Tsuji, along with Zando Ken Jr., with Tetsuya Naito on the outside, defeated Atlantis Jr., Soberano Jr., Tiger Mask, and Tomoaki Hanma. We then had the team of Monster Sauce, Alexander and Lance Archer, along with Master Wado, defeating the Gorillas of Destiny, El Fantasmo Hikuleo, and Jado. Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Kazuchika Okada, and Yoshihashi, along with Hiroshi Tanahashi, defeated just 5 guys: Doki, Sonata, Taichi, and Yuya Uemura. We then have World Tag League Block A match. We had Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona defeating Kaito Kiyomiya and Ryohei Oiwa. So I'm going to stop here for a minute because I was just reading something on the New Japan website. And it was dated November 29th, 2023, which is actually before the matches that we were talking about here. And this didn't come up last time that we spoke about this, but it seems that the Gates of Agony have joined the House of Torture. And
That's what I had heard, but I was like, they really didn't say it too much. So I was like, normally if they say it, I believe it, but I was like, and
I don't
I'm
think
always on the website and
I
don't
don't
pay attention to half of that
I
stuff.
don't think they ran with it, to be honest, because the shows afterwards, which we'll talk about we'll talk about Red Narita joining the House of Torture. That stuck because the House of Torture had much more to do in the World Tag League after the 29th, and the Gates of Agony didn't really make any saves for them or come out with them. So I'm not too sure what that was about, but I just wanted to mention that quick bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the booking worked there. I'm not sure how that works with. So the Gates of Agony are part of the Mogul Embassy, if I'm not mistaken, on AEW.
Yes, they are.
So at the end of the day, the Mogul Embassy is in my opinion, is a much stronger faction than than the House of Torture. So for the Gates of Agony to join the House of Torture, I thought was a little bit backwards. But yet
I
again,
mean, in
to the
AEW, who they're not. Every time I see them, they're getting jobbed out,
I
and they don't get
mean,
no real,
they're
no
this
real TV time.
they're they're associated with Swerve. So I just feel like ain't nobody like Swerve on the HOT side. So that's what
Swerve is hot, but it's just like you got Swerve and Prince Nana, and then everybody else is just.
everybody else, right?
Even Brian Cage is like coming up a little bit, but every time I see him, he's getting whooped. It's kind of like on the comedy shows where you got like the starring act and then like the ensemble cast members
Right.
behind. They are supposed to be a part of it, but you rarely get to see them in the front of the magazines. That's them.
Okay. Okay. I mean, but to the point I was trying to make, it didn't seem like the boys from what the hell? The Gates of Agony stayed with the House of Torture throughout the rest of the shows anyways. So I'm not too sure what was going on there.
I
But let's
don't I
continue.
don't think they unless they were coming to do it permanently. Listen, I've had a lot of issues with New Japan booking
Mm,
and New Japan booking in AEW. It seems like because Eddie Kingston has put his title on the line, it looks like he's gonna lose it. And
mm,
it's like at what point you gonna give it to somebody who might not go over there and defend it? So then that
yeah.
means somebody's gonna be an in between time to to get it back over to New Japan. Which you could have just had Eddie lose it straight to somebody in New Japan.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. But we then go on with more A block action here. House of Torture, Evil, and Yujiro Takahashi with Dick Togo Show and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeated Ren Narita and Shota Umino. This is the match that it all went down, where Ren Narita turned his back on Shota Umino. Um, I okay, I'm gonna stop here again because I'm not sure what this does for Red Narita. And this is me thinking logically, right? Um, I understand on the Japanese side of things that the House of Torture, they do their job, right? The fans, they boo them, they're the heels, yada yada yada. But from the American fan watching New Japan's perspective, House of Torture is a joke. So they're not taken seriously. So to put Ren Narita in the faction that isn't taken seriously, to me, doesn't make much sense. Because if he's going to be a joke now, in comparison to being an actual heel, it doesn't really bode too well for his feud or potential future feuds. Because they're going to blow off him and Shooter at Wrestle Kingdom, I think, in some sort of a special singles match or whatever. But just making him a part of House of Torture didn't make much sense to me. Um, Yet again, my viewpoint, my vantage point is I'm very tired of the faction warfare. If they really wanted to do something special or specific with Ren Narita, yeah, no doubt, turn heel, but leave him on his own. To be quite honest, leave him on his own. Let him create some sort of an evil, a heel character, and then go from there. Having him join House of Torture to me just didn't make much sense, being as to how the American side of New Japan fans think of House of Torture. They're more of a comedy act slash shtick and gimmick act than they are a heel faction. So yeah. Uh, yeah, that's
Listen, I didn't understand Ghetto Booking throughout this whole thing, but this I was just blown.
I, and one more thing. Look, I'm all I when it comes to chair shots, folks. Um, I am on the side of current professional wrestling, no headshots, things of that nature. And I understand that Ren's headshot to Shota wasn't anything out of this world, but because it wasn't anything out of this world and because it was so soft, I don't think it was necessary. At the end of the day.
It looked like my little nephew swinging the chair. That's what it looked like.
so so to me, leave the chair shots to the back. That's fine. If you catch him Van Daminators, that's fine, or whatever. But like those soft chair shots to the dome, no chair shots to the dome. Doesn't even have to happen. You can skip it. The soft stuff just looks worse at the end of the day. So yeah, that's
ALW, to your point, for them to change from a clown faction to a serious faction, you got to get rid of evil.
yeah. You gotta get rid of evil, and you gotta have Show stop doing what he's doing. That's really what it is, and whatnot. Because I feel like they've turned ever since Show joined the House of Torture. I haven't been able to take Show seriously. I just haven't, and whatnot. And Yujiro Takahashi's been a freaking joke since before House of Torture. So it's
Show
I
look like
don't
a teenager going through a goth phase.
you know what I'm saying? Even LW brother, listen, man. If you feel like evil is amazing, I will respect your opinion. But the Japanese fans told that man, "You're never gonna be our champion again." And at the end of the day, he's not taken seriously, man. He's just not.
Listen,
He's-
ALW is a hater from way back. He can't help himself. He can't
but
help himself.
let's continue on, man. Let's continue on. So, oh man, oh man. We then had more blockade action. We had the United Empire, Great O'Connor, and Hanare with Callum Newman defeating Chaos's team of Tomohiro Ishii and Toriano. We then had the Bullet Club War Dogs, Alex Coughlin and Gabe Kidd defeat TMDK in their match for blockade action. We then go on to December 7th. We have more Tag League uh, bunched up multi-man matches coming. United Empires, Callum Newman, Great O'Connor, and Hanare defeat the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, and Tola Yona, along with Yudo Nakashima. We then have the House of Torture, Evil Show, and Yujiro Takahashi with Doug Togo and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeat Ryusuke Taguchi, Shota Umino, and Tiger Mask. We then had Chaos faction members Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi defeat Kaito Kiyomiya, Oleg Bolton, Ryohei Oiwa, and Tomoaki Hanma. Bullet Club members Alex Coughlin, Gabe Kidd, Taiji Ishimori defeated TMDKs, Kosei Fujita, Mikey Nichols, and Shane Haste. We then go on.
So, what did you think about this day? Because I was like at a point where I was just like, I don't know what's exactly going on here. And why are we? It seems like we might have been trying to build to matches, but
It
I don't
seemed
think we necessarily got there.
it seemed that way because even on finals night, right? They were trying to, especially during commentary, they were trying to like nudge the 6 man open weight tag team championship match, but it didn't necessarily solidify it per se.
Yeah,
Um, and then there was also, they're still doing the shooter and Renarita thing. They were trying to give the Gates of Agony some sort of a spotlight, but it, with them losing, it just doesn't necessarily do what you want it to do, and then they're not necessarily the most crisp of tag teams in the ring. So, it leaves a lot to be desired. Not to say that they're not improving because they are, but at the end of the day, something that happened during finals night was a little bit of a scary moment during the Gates of Agony match. So it's like, okay, we've got to, you know, see what we can do here per se. I just don't. Yeah, a lot of what they were trying to do wasn't effective. I don't think it got to where they needed it to get, especially with Wrestle Kingdom up so soon. And yeah, no doubt they have Road 2 shows coming before Wrestle Kingdom.
yeah,
Being that the World Tag League is one of their main tournaments, you would figure that they would make their more necessary points during those tournament nights, right? But I don't think it went the way that they wanted it to go.
yeah.
So we then have Block B action here. Minoru Suzuki and Yuji Nagata go ahead and defeat the Rogue Army, Bad Luck Fale and Jack Bonza. We then have Atlantis Jr. and Soberano Jr. defeating Yoda Tsuji and Zandokan Jr. With Bushi and Shingo Takagi in their corner. We then had Gorillas of Destiny's El Phantasmo and Hikuleo defeat Monster Sauce's Alex Zane and Lance Archer. We then had Bishamon, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi defeating Just Five Guys, Tai Chi, and Yuya Uemura with Sonata in their corner. And that was on the 7th that all went down. And then on the 8th, more 6-man matches. We have Bullet Club's Bad Luck Fale, Jack Bonza, and Taiji Ishimori defeating Master Wato, Oscar Loibe, and Yuta Nakashima. Minoru Suzuki and Monster Sauce, Alex Zayden and Lance Archer defeating United Empire's Callum Newman, Great Okan, and Hanare. House of Torture, Evil Show, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, along with Dick Togo, defeated Kaito Kiyomiya, Ryohei Oiwa, and Ryusuke Taguchi. House of Torture's Ren Narita and Yujiro Takahashi defeated Shota Umino and Tomoaki Hanma. We then go on to, I believe this is Block A stuff, or more mixed tag crap. My God. Okay, tag these Bishop Khan and Tomohiro Leona, Atlantis Jr. and Soberano Jr. defeated Chaos's Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. We then had Just Five Guys, Doki Sonata, Taichi, and Yuya Uemura defeat Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji, along with Zandokan Jr. We then have the semifinal match, which included Gorillas of Destiny defeating TMDK. We then had the other semifinal match, which included Bishimon's Hiroki Goto defeating the Bullet Club War Dogs, in this case, Alex Coughlin and Gabe Kidd. So it set up the final for the Gorillas of Destiny versus the team of God. It was interesting. I'm not too sure how this broke down, right? And this is where I got a little bit confused watching the finals match, because I didn't watch the entire tournament through, so I wanted to get a little bit of clarity with what was going on. So Bishamon and God were in the same block, Dolores. You're muted. Unmute yourself, Dolores. I'm sorry.
See, me and the meat button, fight of the century. Um, I think so because Block B matches were Minoru Suzuki, Nagata, Rogue Army, Atlantis, and Sabanaro, Yoda and Zandikin,
Hmm.
God and Monster Sauce, and Bishamon and just five guys.
Okay.
So
So
that's what I
so
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 that's what
so
I was trying to figure out.
right. So when I was watching the final yesterday, when we'll get to the final, we'll get to it. I felt a little bit confused because from my knowledge and my experience with any and all of New Japan's tournaments, it's always been one block against another block. So to see that two teams out of the same block ended up in the final, something had to have come about during the
Yeah,
tournament.
because
Right?
leaving out on the sixth before the
Mhm,
eighth, which was B-bot matches. The A matches you had Gates of Agony leaving with four,
mhm,
Kaiso Kayami and Oiwa leaving with four, House of Torture having six,
mhm,
uh Renarita and Shota was broke up. They
right.
were at six. Uh United Empire was at eight,
Mhm.
and Chaos was at eight. But the Bullet Club War Dogs and TMDK were both tied at 10.
Okay. So why not have like a sudden death match between those two teams and then go from there?
And I can't understand because leaving out on the B block matches.
Mhm,
Let me go back to the seventh. The B block matches leaving out was there we go. Minoru and Nagata had four.
mhm,
Rogue Army had four.
mhm,
Atlantis and Sabanaro had seven. Uh, Yoda and Zandikin had six.
mhm.
Gorillas of Destiny had 10.
Right.
Monster Sauce had eight.
Mhm.
And Bishamon had nine. And Just Five Guys had eight.
Yeah, I don't see the math doesn't see this is now there was a different reason why there's discourse about the Continental Classic on AEW online right
Yeah.
now, why people are a little bit confused with how the scoring goes over there, but this isn't confusing at all. I didn't understand why there were two teams out of the B block making it to the finals. You had two teams in the A block with 10 points, and if they were
Uh-huh.
tied and if one beat the other, then and this has always been the way that it's worked with New Japan stuff. If one team beat the other,
I think, oh,
then
no, no, no. This is what happened. This is how it happened. Because
mm,
it just clicked on
remember.
me.
Mm,
Each B block person in the semifinals faced the A block person. And both B block people will
they
be
did the whole
instead
playoff
of
thing. Okay.
instead of
Mm,
having two A like they normally do in tournaments, two A block people face off
mhm.
and then two B block, they had each person face up.
Gotcha.
Um
That
yeah,
makes
because
sense.
I even I was like
That cleared it up
doing it, I was looking at it.
because that's
Yeah.
because they've been doing that
Because
the last two tournaments, the whole playoff thing or whatever,
yeah.
where they were crossing up the two blocks. Okay, all right. So then that makes sense. I just wanted to know how they got
Yeah,
there,
because
essentially.
TMDK faced GOD and Bishamon faced Bullet Club.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That works. I mean that to me that's just dumb. It's dumb because you created two blocks and then now you have two teams in the same block. It created the whole three series thing, which I understand, right? The series of three matches, and I get all that, but it kind of defeats the purpose of the blocks overall to me with the way that they booked it. All right, but I know how we got there. So
So then we're on to yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. The final. It's the final countdown. Thank you. Thank you. Me and Jayla, we've been lugging and toting and tugging and pulling, but we finally got here.
all right, folks. So this was finals night. Atlantis Junior Master Wato and Soberano Jr. defeated TMDK, Kose Fujita, Mikey Nichols, and Shane Haste. To stop here for a minute, according to commentary and some comments being made by Atlantis Jr. In the back, there was a more there was not a heel turn because Soberano Jr. currently is a heel in CMLL, but he healed it up over in Japan and he kicked Atlantis Jr.'s ass, and they're going to be taking their feud onto CMLL
um,
TV.
which I enjoyed, but I think was it because it be Noah comes on super, super early in the morning.
Mm.
And I have to be like wide awake to catch up. But I've seen some New Japan people do Noah, and it makes me want to see more Noah stars wrestle in New Japan. Like Kato Kiyomiya has showed out. I just need more
Hmm.
to come over there.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm here.
other than that, I did appreciate him like healing it up at the end because it seemed like from what I've seen when I do watch CMLL, he's a heel. He's good at doing that. But it
Mhm.
kind of seemed like he was like, ah. And when he come out, and I'm like, I don't remember you being like that. I don't remember that at all. It makes
It's,
it makes me like so upset because I'm like, just be you. I like you. Don't change you. It's almost like they came to WWE and they changed.
yeah. Yeah, I think it was a whole thing where he baited Atlantis Jr. this entire tournament, and then by the end of it all, when Atlantis Jr. had his strong comments to make about Soberano Jr. being the weak link, Soberano Jr. took it out on Atlantis Jr. and he beat his ass. So that's
You know who should have done that? You know who should have done that?
mm,
Despy and Wada. That should have been their
yeah,
type of
yeah,
feud.
yeah, but we had to get back to Hiromu and Despy somehow. So no, yeah, you're right though, Dolores. You're right.
Because he could have been like, that's why I could have been like, I was looking to be your friend. And since you didn't want to be my friend, now I gotta kick your butt. That would have been it.
That would have been it. That would
To
have been
lead
cool.
it because Watto he won for nothing. It was just a waste of.
Basically. We then had the next multi-man match. Monster Sauce is Alex Zane and Lance Archer teaming with Minoru Suzuki and Yuji Nagata. Defeated Bullet Club's Alex Coughlin, Bad Luck Fale, Gabe Kidd, and Jack Bonza. We then had the United Empires, Callum Newman, The Great O'Con, Hanan Ray, and Jeff Cobb's return since November, defeating Chaos's Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, Oscar Loibe, and Yuto Nakashima. We then had House of Torture. First of all, the chicanery already went off the goddamn rails here. It was supposed to be Ren and Evil. And it was not Ren and Evil. It was Evil and Dick Togo in this match to begin with. Going up against Shooter and Tiger Mask. And by I think three quarters of the way through the match, we had Ren Narita appear and attack Shota Umino with more House of Torture crap. It wasn't even. I was like, wait, where the hell is Ren? Then I saw like an earlier highlight before I actually watched the show, so I know that Ren Narita was in the building, and then he comes down and he beats on Shooter, and I'm like, it just oh man, Ren
Listen,
Narita, Ren
I
Narita had
don't know what was going on with this booking. I don't know if they were the highest in the room when this happened, but listen, I was like, what are we doing? And then
Ren Narita.
yes, ALW, that's what I said. I was like, what? I didn't know anything. As soon as I saw his name, I was like, that's a loss right there. That's L. I can guarantee me that. But come on now.
Nah,
Come
man.
on.
Kato's been booking New Japan since his pseudo retirement about 10 years ago. So that's
So
as long
he did a player.
right. So as long as I'll put it to you this way, timeline wise, AOW for anybody else who's watching, Gato's been booking since the Rainmaker's been on top. That's what you need to know. So that's what you need to know. But yeah, I don't, the Ren Narita going heel thing, I don't mind. It's just him joining the House of Torture that I mind. So yeah, and him
Would he
interfering.
have been better at Bullet Club?
No, just solo him out. Have him create something for himself. No, let's stop this fashion
I feel
warfare
like,
shit.
listen, I think they feel like if they don't trust that you can do it on your own, they're gonna
I know.
send you with somebody and then you go by yourself. But it's kind of like to me, sometimes when you send people on an excursion, you send them by themselves.
Right,
You trust them to go out there and represent you very well.
right.
But you can't trust him to do it on his own. I don't understand that.
I don't get it
And
at
going
all.
back to and going back to ALW's point, I I wanted to
Uh,
drop one little tear when I saw he was coming back. I was like, is he making the world tour again to come back to somewhere
um,
he ain't never been?
I mean, look, for all intents and purposes, I think this is Okada's Okada's olive branch to TNA in the sense of, water under the bridge. What happened 10 years ago, water under the bridge. Let's work again. It's business. And let
I
me
mean,
make my
honestly,
work.
I wouldn't forget what they did to me. They had me looking like a mass bus driver out there. They're just not
Yeah,
that. Mm-mm.
yeah, I just, it was, yeah, I don't know, but water under the bridge. New management ever since then. They're on the same network, New Japan and TNA at the end of the day. So it is what it is there.
That's a
Just
shame too. Because I listen, you need to find somewhere else because sometimes I don't have the channel anymore. But I remember watching and having to get the rock and roll commercials.
right.
It was like, yeah, watch Ozzy Osbourne do this thing. Why he bit the head off a bat? And then it was like, Ninja Man up next. And I'm like,
It
this don't
didn't
seem like they work together.
it didn't work together at all. I remember in my early days watching the New Japan Strong stuff on New Japan World, like when they had the cleaning product commercials with the boys from the dojo, like that stuff was cool, like because it was Japanese based ads. So I was like, yeah, this works.
Is it Doki that keeps coming out to commentary the past couple of months talking about the hair product, like the hair
I believe
shampoo
so. I
product?
believe so. I believe so.
Yes.
Yes, yes, Doki. Yeah.
And he's like, it makes my hair silky. And then it's like, I was dying because like he was talking to people who barely had hair. And he's like, you should try it. Yes, you should. And then one time they had, I think it wasn't Haramu. It was, uh, I was forgot who it was. They came and snatched the bottle. And he was like, no, don't you take my shampoo. I was like, dying. I was couldn't help it.
'Cause
I
they're
was
they're
like, this should be this good.
they are funny dudes when it comes to their ad stuff and whatnot. The like I said, the cleaning product stuff. I thought that when they had all the dojo boys at the time in God damn it, Coglin and freaking uh Connors and all those boys from freaking the LA dojo doing all that stuff, I thought was hilarious at the time. So uh
Oh
when
no! Until you get on social media on Instagram and watch Hiromu fight that dinosaur in the museum,
I saw that.
that
I saw I
chef
saw
kiss, chef kiss. I was like, they were fighting on trains.
That's-
You got Sonata coloring up the
he's
koala bears and stuff. I
yeah.
was like, y'all need to bring this onto the New Japan app because I love this right here.
He's hilarious because he doesn't give two shits about what people think about him. And he's just funny to be funny. I love Hiromu, man. He's the people's champ. But to finish out here, yeah, it was that House of Torture match that was supposed to be Ren Narita and Show versus Shota Uguno and Tiger Master ended up being Dick Togo and Show for a bit. Then Ren Narita came out during the tail end of the match to attack Shota and do that stuff. Then we had another House of Torture match, which was Evil and Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Yujiro Takahashi defeating Kaito Kiyomiya, Ryohei Oiwa, and Tomoaki Hanma. We then had the Ace Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada defeat the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. This is the bit that I was talking about earlier. There was a spot in the match where I believe it was Toa Leona was supposed to be doing a back body drop on Kaz Okada, and Okada almost damn near broke his neck. And that to
I was
me,
like, my God, he killed that man. That's what I
yeah,
said to myself.
that to me, I was like, I understand. Look, they always say wrestling is not ballet, but it's like that should have been a flat back bump. Like, what are we fucking doing, guys? Like, come on now. And he's the freaking star of the goddamn company. It's like you're supposed to treat him with kid gloves in these tag matches. I was like,
Listen, they say. We have a skit out on Workers Network, a short. It says, "When do you realize you were too old for this crap?" What point is he gonna be like, "Y'all doing too much over here. I need to go somewhere. I'm appreciating."
Yeah, I just, for me, I was surprised. Like, I've seen, I've seen Okada come out of character when shit goes bad in a match and slap up somebody. So I was surprised that he didn't do that. He did like there was no receipt in this match at all. Like those boys came out of there unscathed. Like
Oh, they
I
got a talking
understand.
to backstage.
I
He
mean, yeah,
probably got in trouble with what he did to Kato Kami at that time. He was like, you know what?
yeah, take it easy. Yeah,
No,
this.
Sonata got in trouble for that. But then he was like, I see what's gonna happen. Y'all trying to get me out my character. You know how the people do when they done became Zen
Yeah.
and they're like, I'm not gonna do this with you. And then they wait till they get in the car and then they just start exploding on you. And then you like, I thought you was in now. I thought we were gonna wait on this. And they were like, nah, I just didn't want to do it in front of everybody. Yep,
Yeah,
that's what he did. He waited till they got back through the curtain. He was
yeah,
dragging people.
yeah, yeah. I
So
just,
I can appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. You don't do it in the ring. You don't do it in front of the fans. You do it backstage. But yeah, guys, got to be safe out there. Accidents happen, but it's like, come on, man. He's the golden boy. You can't be out here doing shit like that. So that is what that is. We then had Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, Tetsuya Naito, and Yota Tsuji, along with Zandikin Jr., defeating just five guys, Doki, Sanada, Taichi, and Taka Michinoku and Yui Uemura. After this match was over, to my dismay, Zandokan Jr. officially joined Los Ingobernables de Japón.
I
Um,
told you. Did I tell you something? Why did you go ahead and make this official? They have been dating for a while. I mean, what's you helping me to fight to get a championship? At that point, we might as well just say we go together. It's just what I'm saying. You've been living
uh,
in my house for a whole week, and I ain't said nothing. You might as well just say we go together. This
well,
what? Okay, it's like a one night stand where they were all of a sudden you woke up and they were staying there and then they at your house for a whole week. Y'all might
yeah,
as well just say y'all go together. This is past the one night stand. He came the
right.
first time. He helped you out. He kept wrestling with you. He's just a part of the group at this
I mean, at the end of the day, Zandikin was a little bit like, hey, guys, I don't know. He was trying to play it off at the end. And I was like, nah, man, once you throw that fist up, it's over, brother. You're in, right? So hopefully this works out for him in some regard. Um, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's what happened. That's what went down after this match. Sandokan Jr. is now a part of Los Ingobernables de Japón.
You know what I think it was is that maybe he just when he threw the fist up, he's so
Mm.
excited somebody wanted him, and then he was like, "Oh, well, wait a minute, I don't know if this is the place I should be." You know, he's like, "Wait a minute, I didn't choose all my options. I didn't go out there and play the field. I'm just stuck with you. There we go.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I went."
That,
But
it seems
see,
that way.
I told you, I got vision. I saw that. I saw he was gonna be a part of it. They got to be a group together. Now this last match, ladies and gentlemen, Bishamon versus the Gorilla of Destiny.
Yeah.
They gave every inch, every piece
Everything.
of
They gave
sweat,
everything. Everything.
everything.
I thought about that when I saw that this was the final. I said to myself, "Oh, this should be a pretty decent match." But like the way that they built the match, it was a 40-minute tag match, folks. But it was grueling. Nobody wanted to give. They were just not even wailing on each other. They were just going off on trying to do as many different tag team maneuvers on each other's opponent as they could, and they just got to a point where they were just so tired, so dragged. One team had to give in for the 1, 2, 3, and essentially Bishamon won the match after a 40-minute grueler. But it was a great match. I thought they told an excellent story in the ring, in and outside of the ring, to be honest. Um, and then they tied it up with a bow by saying they're going to hit a rematch at Wrestle Kingdom 18. Being that in earlier Group B, in Block B action. The Gorillas of Destiny, they beat Bishiman. And this time around for the final, Bishiman beat God. So to end this series of matches, match 3 will take place at Wrestle Kingdom 18, but this will be for all the marbles. This time around, it will be for not only the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships, it will also be for the IWGP Heavyweight World Tag Team Championships as well. So this is a unification tag match for all the marbles at Wrestle Kingdom 18. A hell of a way to really solidify God as a tag team, Hikuleo and LP, that is.
Yeah.
And I hope they continue to ride the train with them as a tag team this time around, because if Tama and Tangaloa aren't going to be teaming together, God needs some tag representation, and why not those two boys? I'm not sure if they beat Bishiman at Wrestle Kingdom 18, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. I'm definitely looking forward to another tag match between these two teams with how terrific their tag league final was.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're about to get into some previews and we're going to get through some things and I'm going to do my spotlight because next week J News has his for the last 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank the good brother ALW and the good sister CM over at Under the Radar for allowing us to take just a little bit of their shine because we are going to be doing ROH preview. Okay?
Mm,
It was really nothing that entertaining to suggest you watch because I like to suggest things I can tell you if you ask in the comments, hey, where you can find it. Things where you have to download something to maybe see it. It was not worth me going through. But this is something that I know for sure. And you can come on Friday because we'll be watching it. It is ROH's
Final battle.
final battle, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let the graphic keep going while we go through it. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, for the Fight Without Honor match, we have FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dex Harwood with Mark Briscoe versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Brian Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and John Moxley. We have the I Quit match with Tony Nese versus Ethan Page. The match I'm most looking forward to on Friday, Shane Taylor versus Keith Lee, ladies and gentlemen. You have the ROH World Television Title Survival of the Fittest 2023 Final Six-Way Elimination Match. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I had to run through that. I had to run. Right now it's vacant. This Thursday we'll find out who these vacant people are. Dalton Castle, Kyle Fletcher, Lee Moriarty, Commander Lee Johnson, and another vacant person. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, for the ROH World Women's World title, we have Athena versus Billy Starks. As we said, we are going to be here Friday for final battle because Friday night fights. Ding ding! You're going to get SmackDown, Rampage, Final Battle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say something that ALW probably doesn't know. You ready, ALW? I have to double check, ladies and gentlemen. But from my understanding, Final Battle is supposed to come on at 6 o'clock p.m. Listen to me. 6 o'clock p.m. That's
That
what it said online. I got to double check.
it makes sense because it should be 7 p.m. Texas time. So yeah. That makes sense.
So we'll see. But right now, 6 o'clock with Final Battle coming. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time of the day in which we do a spotlight. And I want to thank
Yes,
My
Eastern. Yeah,
yeah,
6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. So yeah,
I
6 p.m.
want to
Eastern
say
time, 3 p.m. Western Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time, should I say? So
yeah.
yeah.
We have to double check. But, I got to rustle up some people for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank my brother and winner of the final deadline ending 2023 predictions. Well, no, because we have predictions this Friday. So right now he's just the champion for right now. ALW for his suggestion on who should be spotlighted this week. And I'm going to tell you why he said they should be spotlighted, which I agree. My spotlight for this week is Jordan Oliver, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what ALW says. I think it would be fun to spotlight Jordan Oliver. He's been pretty successful on the Indies and is still in his 20s and can have a real chance at a contract with AEW or WWE at some point in the next 5 years. He's progressed a lot from his time at MLW to his current time in GCW, where him and Nick held tag gold, and he has held the J Cup for a minute now. So, my spotlight for the week from my brother ALW is Jordan Oliver, which trust me, I was going to spotlight him. It's just that sometimes you get so many people, and when you don't feel good, everybody looks the same. And it's, but I appreciate it because I was last night, I was like, who am I going to spotlight? I had like 10 or 12 people I thought of. And then when he's like, have you thought of anybody else? I was like, not really. And he told me, he gave me the reason why. I was like, that's exactly why. Sometimes people just come, they're like heaven sent. They drop down to help you out for no reason. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into some things of the things. Okay, next week, let's pray. They got some matches listed because right now ain't nowhere they got nothing listed. Nowhere, nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the road to the Tokyo Dome. It's on the 21st and 22nd.
Mhm.
Also on the 22nd is the GCW Holiday Special. On the 23rd, 24th is Road to New Beginning. Also on January 2nd is also a Road to show.
Mm.
December 30th is Nick Gage Invitational 8. We have GCW Aftermath. On the 4th of January, we have Wrestle Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. And then on the 5th, they like New Year's Dash.
Hmm.
We got to have a good time.
That's right.
I'm like, a part of me is like, instead of having that Road to show on the second, why didn't we just have New Year's
Yeah.
Dash?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would have been the perfect time to have it. Instead of having that road, I mean, no offense to Japan, but them Road to shows, oh,
Mm.
oh, they take me out.
Yeah, man. It's and I get it, they have to have their house shows and make ends meet at the end of the day.
Yes.
But yeah, when it becomes a little bit too much, it becomes a little bit too much. And mind you, on that day, I'm gonna be flying, so I know I'm gonna be ain't no way I'm gonna be watching no Road 2 show that day. So
Listen, we'll go over it. Hopefully we got English back.
yeah. I mean
Um,
English is back. English is back because I watched the finals in English.
oh no, I forgot. They did the English version afterwards. So during the whole thing, it was just Japanese.
Was it?
Like
Oh,
live, it was
live?
just Japanese.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
and
okay.
I was like, oh,
Yeah, because
I forgot that they said out.
I started watching the finals like around 5 p.m. Eastern time, and they had English as
Mhm.
as an
Yeah,
option. Mhm.
I know they said they were going to give an English version afterwards, but like live in the morning, it was just
Okay.
straight. I was like, okay, whatever. You gonna wait a couple of, which I thought they were gonna do it the next day when they said, afterwards. But now
Mhm.
knowing that you had it later on that day,
Mhm.
I'm like, if you could do it later on that day, why couldn't you do it
In the
during?
morning, yeah, that makes much sense to me. But it is what it is.
I might have to start doing like you and SP3 and just catching it afterwards because they're killing me. They're killing me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is to J News, Sammy, ALW. Sing Stars champion right now. Me and J News are co-champions. We're closing out the year on
Mm.
top, ladies and gentlemen. Your king and queen of Sing Stars. We will be back doing predictions at the top of the year. Soon as I get the matches listed for Wrestle Kingdom and New Year's Dash, I definitely will send these out to you. I
Mm.
also will again, ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching, put a prediction in the Discord for you all to do it. Now, if you all don't do it this time, don't worry about 2024 ever asking me to do it again. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, as we said earlier, the TWC, which is the wrestling club, is on the road to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. And at this moment, we want to say we support them. We will shout them out in every show that we have. So if you all want to support them, you can visit Victor Perry's Twitter at Wildfire Perry, ladies and gentlemen, or you can click the link that I am right now putting in the chat. So you can give these kids a once in a lifetime moment that they might not get. Some kids don't have the financial ability to do to go places. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it repeated itself. Listen, my computer decided it's gonna do what it want to do today. But the link went once, so that's all that matters. So please click this link, ladies and gentlemen, and give kids a once in a lifetime moment. Okay? Just a little donation. I did talk with Chrissy. She's gonna hook me up with the new popcorn link from True Hill Heat. So once we get that, you can buy popcorn. Some people don't like to just donate. Some people like to, buy stuff so they have stuff. So, they do have popcorn links. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we went over the schedule earlier. Monday, Seeing Stars. Tuesday, the cookout. We're gonna go over that what they're doing in a minute. All for a night. They'll be going over deadline this week. Aftermath of Dynamite. Uh, Friday Night Fights. We're gonna have to get back with you, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Scheduled for ROH, and if so, if somebody's coming in, we'll start at 6. If not, we'll be starting at 8. 11 o'clock in the morning is Under the Radar with our good brother and sister CM and ALW, and 8 p.m. on Saturday is Saturday Night Is Alright with that black girl magic. Me, CM, Anika, all having a good time. Listen, you come in broken and we fix you and you leave whole, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday night is Sunday in the after morning, sorry. 11 a.m. is Into the Square Circle with Sammy and ALW. Make sure you're here for that. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube audio, you will see this. That means you can listen to all the watch alongs live. See this? You can hear the cookout live as it happens every Tuesday. You're gonna want to make sure you're tuned in because we're gonna go over that towards the end. But you can find the cookout on all these socials the next day: Amazon Music, YouTube Audio, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube Audio, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on all social media: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that one more time. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. On our page, we have retro watch alongs. We should be doing some more in the coming year, so look out for that. But right now, we have two: one with ALW and Sammy, and one with the gang for Sammy's birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me good. There are two sets of different schedules when it comes to Workhorse Wrestling Network. and the break. Me and ALW, me not me and ALW, me and J News. We will leave next Tuesday. We ain't coming back to the 8th. Okay? We gone.
Mm,
See ya.
yeah.
Bye. Okay? But Workforce Wrestling Network, which is CM, Anika, Sammy, ALW, they'll be here till the 19th. And then they'll say, see you. And they coming back on the 2nd. Okay? Remember, if you're looking for this show between after the 18th to the 8th, there's no us. There's just them. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, also, yes, ROH Final Battle, SmackDown Rampage Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next two Tuesdays, starting tomorrow and then the 12th and the 19th, you're going to get the Horsey Awards. That's where they give the awards to wrestlers for the different categories. Make sure you are there for that. Ladies and gentlemen, on the first one, they come back. They said they just not going to give you 2 nights of the Horsies. They're going to come together as a group and do a draft. And ladies and gentlemen, they're going to include you in this draft. So make sure you show up and show out on January 2nd. Also, ladies and gentlemen, because they have moved the draft to January 2nd, April 2nd, the week of the WWE Hall of Fame, Workhorse Wrestling Network, we have their Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen. Each person will pick one contender to induct into the Hall of Fame. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to have to make sure I can. I have to make sure I can disappear so I can give my brother Jay News his props. Here we go. So
All
Jay
right.
News,
Uh,
take it away.
all right. Well, as always, thank you to the good folks here at the Workhorse Wrestling Network for letting me plug my podcast. I am John L., your friendly neighborhood moviegoer. I do reviews of movies and do my best to just have conversations about each particular movie that I watch. I'll be uploading some episodes later on today, so look out for those. I'll be uploading episodes on Godzilla Minus One, the new Hayao Miyazaki film, The Boy and the Heron, also the latest Hunger Games movie, and as well as the new Emma Stone movie, Poor Things. So I'll be doing the the podcast episodes on those particular movies. So look out for those. Some of those today, and then the rest for the rest of the week out. So I appreciate Dolores and everybody else on the team letting me plug my podcast here on the show. To answer some of ALW's questions here that he asked me earlier on here in the chat, what match am I looking forward to the most on Final Battle? The battle for the lordship, the minion overlordship of ROH and the women's ROH championship. I've been a huge fan of what Athena has done at ROH the last year plus. Billy Starks has grown a lot. I'm looking forward to that particular match, and then of course, because of my age and what generation I'm a part of, the match without honor is also a match that I'm looking forward to as well on there. Let's see what else is on here that ALW asked. Why so early for the ROH Final Battle show? Because they got Rampage that night, so they can't have Rampage overlapping with Final Battle. So
Uh,
Final Battle, yeah,
that, no, the key to this is a secret. It's not a secret.
okay,
Rampage is taped on Wednesdays,
true. No, I
and
know that.
so
I'm
it's
just
like,
saying from a
but
showtime, right?
they could have put it on the same night as Collision. They did it the other day when they were trying to go against WWE.
I feel like I feel like they need to understand that if you have, let's say, some sort of a pay-per-view, some sort of a pay-per-view for AEW going on during that particular weekend, don't inundate the fans with so much product. You don't have to, right? So if your pay-per-view's on Saturday, skip Collision for that week. If your pay-per-view's on a Friday, skip Rampage for that week. You don't have to do all that. It's just there's so much wrestling content out there to begin with, to keep on just putting all that stuff out there to
Okay,
me is
it says 7 o'clock start time, but I'm
seven.
assuming the pre-show is at 6 or something.
Sure. Yeah, I would assume so. And then it'll be over in 3 hours because there's not that many matches. And then you're supposed to be going from Honor Club over to TNT or whatever TNT, yeah, TNT, and then go watch
Mm.
Rampage. Like that's it. No, no, no,
It,
no.
it makes it hard for people who want to review your shows to, like, for instance, if you know WWE, you know Workhouse Wrestling Network when they have uh wrestling pay-per-view shows, we start at 8 because 7 is not gonna be nothing. Probably 7:40 they're gonna start the match. It's gonna end right before, a little bit before 8 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock the real show gonna come on. So it's like, why waste your time with all of that? Also, I would be more into ROH if I didn't have like 15, 16 matches to watch
Yeah, I mean,
at
but
one walk.
yeah, but ROH is structured the same way as Dark was, right? Or Dark Elevation, where all those damn matches into one thing, and plus they don't have to worry about commercial breaks and all that stuff because it's on Honor Club. They try to fit in too many matches and too much content into one thing. They need to know how to let it breathe at the end of the day. That's just my opinion. And to answer ALW's last question, do I really think Billy can win? No, but but I don't think she could win.
I have
But
hope for Billy. I have hope for Billy. I've seen her in GCW the past couple of weeks beat the snot out of folks.
yeah,
I know she can do it.
she can. I think they're gonna have a very physical, very I think emotional match. I think Athena pulls it out, but at the end of it all, right? I feel like Athena will graduate her and say finally this is what I've been looking for, and Billy Starks will probably spit in her face and walk away. But it is that's the way that I think it's gonna go down.
Listen, Billy has been facing not only tougher women, but she's been facing men lately.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So I know if she can do that, she can do anything. And plus, they need Athena on AEW.
They need to get the AEW women's division outside of Tony Storm, because she's amazing. Um, they need to get the women's division uh reconfined and do some good things with it. Um, I'm not too sure how some of these returning women are going to be plotted into the women's division in the next couple of months, being Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter, uh, Britt Baker's asking for all this TV time. A lot of there all the theories about Britt Baker being the freaking devil. I don't know. It is all this they if I feel like if they do that for the ladies, right? If they really do make Britt Baker the devil in all this, right? It's just a shot in the arm for the women's division. But if they don't, they still need to get Britt back on TV. Are they going to sign Mercedes? No, like the AEW's women's division is so in flux. Outside of Tony Storm and what she's doing and the vacuum that she's in currently, I don't necessarily know what else they got.
Listen, last week I kind of joked a little bit, but it really tore my soul apart when Tony won, and then she stood up, and it was like you knew somebody was coming, and it was like Rio, and she's like, "Dit, dit, 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 dit." I'm like, no, why? Why are we doing this? And it was like, I love to see her. But I'm like, I didn't listen. I like you as a wrestler. I
Yeah,
didn't like you hold the championship, and I dog sure don't want to see you go for it again. Like, are we there at that point where you just picking anybody? And it seems like Thunder Rosa is like, I hate to say it. I don't know. She's just trying to kill time until. She's like, because she seems to be better, and I watch her vlogs and stuff. But she's found this new career singing, and she's just like, I
Well,
don't care anymore.
the fact of the matter is that she's been, from what I understand, she's been cleared for a while, right?
Yeah,
But they just don't have anything for her per se, right? I'm not too sure if things have blown over with her backstage at all. All of the mess that she was involved in and all that stuff.
she wasn't involved in any mess. It was that mess came to her. It's like I don't know if you
Sure.
saw the reality show.
No, no,
Like
I
they
didn't.
talked about her. Like, okay, so what happened was there was a word through gossip sites that Britt Baker had a problem with her and da da da, and that she had rallied people around her, and nobody, you can hear and think one thing, but you never see it.
Sure.
They did the reality show, and Britt trashed her 99% of the time she was on camera.
Mm.
How is her back, but she can do other things. Why did she hold the title? He needs to strip her from the title. Then she had a powwow, which everybody talked about, with her, Soraya, Tony Storm, all of them backstage talking about Thunder Rosa, and
Interesting.
then people turned against Britt
Oh.
because they were like, "Why are you talking about this woman?" Because essentially, she didn't say it directly, but she ran around. She believed that Thunder Russell was faking the injury.
Right, right. I heard about. I didn't hear that specifically about Brit. I just heard people were believing that Thunder Rosa was faking her injury and stuff like that. I was also a loyal follower of her blog for whatever reason. I just stopped watching the last couple of months or whatever. Thunder Rosa,
Yeah,
that is. Um, I was a big. I'm a fan of Thunder Rosa. I am, and I understand that not everybody's a perfect human being.
yeah.
And shit happens. It is what it is.
The
But
thing about it is that Thunder, even in the reality show, because she was in a reality show,
mm,
she asked Tony, or not, she asked Tony Khan to take the title once she realized she was injured. He the
mm,
one that said, let's wait. And the
mm,
wait time just kept going and going,
got
which built hate against her from backstage people of why she has the title. That's what the power was like. Why does she have the title? It doesn't seem like she's injured because she's flying and she's doing stuff. But again, it's like ALW said. First of all, why was she faking injury? And second of all, if you all knew her, you and watched her blog, she had this back issue before she won the title. She
mm,
was getting treatments online before she got the title. Like, so why? And then what makes it worse is that she gets cleared. Tony uses her. No, before she gets cleared, Tony uses her in that backstage segment
right,
where he goes,
right,
she goes, Poppy, time. And then, so she goes in. She's not cleared then.
right.
It waits a little bit longer. She gets cleared, and he still don't have nothing for her. So, what was the purpose of you using her at all?
I mean, but that goes hand in hand with a lot of the erratic booking that has been taking place at AEW the last couple of months, anyways. But yeah, I'm a fan of Thunder Rosa. I hope she comes back. I hope that she's able to make some sort of an impact in the women's division over at AEW. I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander. I feel like her TBS title run, for me, I could care less what anyone else says. Chris Statlander's TBS title run was better than Jade's. I understand what Jade is to a lot of the wrestling community. I understand what she signifies, right? But there's a reason she's still not on WWE TV, right? It's the
They
same.
said they say it's because of she's not she's not ring or camera ready, which I can
Absolutely.
understand. All she had to do was go out and squash people every match. I
Absolutely.
mean, how hard is to do
I
after a while?
I was saying that from the beginning, and people looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, dude, she's not ready to be in the ring. Why is she this TBS champion? I understand she has the look. I get that. Like, she's a beautiful black woman. I get all that. She's a freaking Amazon. The physique is unlike any other woman ever in wrestling, right? She's
Yeah,
to me, she's the woman that signifies. She's the woman that exemplifies what Vince McMahon looks for in men, right? From a look standpoint, she signifies that for women. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, from a wrestling standpoint, she wasn't that good. She
She,
wasn't
but
that
this is
good.
this is the thing. Towards the end, she was good, but she was working with Brian Danielson. He was like training her every day when he had
Right.
the classes. So that's why it worked out for the benefit. I think WWE got her and thought immediately. From my understanding, she did the Nightmare
Yeah. Working.
Factory,
Mhm.
but she was called up quickly.
Mhm.
So it was like, okay, she really didn't have that chance to kind of grind. She has the charisma, she has the mic
Yeah.
skills, she has everything. It's just that she needs to do the in ring part more, which I can see how she needs that work. Like, for instance, we all talk about Nia Jax hurting people.
Yes.
But we have to give her some credit in which that she's trained when she was off. She trained with Moose. She
Mhm.
trained with Dawkins. She worked out and did the work to where now her as this quote unquote heel, she's been doing semi good. It's not like the trash we used to see.
Yeah. You know, I
So
just for all intents and purposes, when it comes to and this is me just piggybacking off of the whole AEW women's division thing because Jade was a part of it for a good period of time. Now that she's over in WWE, AEW is not that it's not that much of a hot take. I know other people believe the same thing that I do.
yeah,
It's just
it's a
that
lot of people who think the same way.
you know for me it's always been I'm not trying to because folks will take what I say and be like, "Oh, he's bashing a black woman. Like he's not really backing her. He's not putting her on a pedestal." I've been watching wrestling for damn near 40 years. I know what good wrestling in the ring looks like. I know what decent wrestling in the ring looks like, and I know what bad wrestling looks like. The majority of the time I ever watched her, it was bad wrestling in the ring. I'm not calling her a bad
Yeah,
person. I'm not saying I'm not saying that she doesn't have good mic skills. I'm not saying that she's not uber talented. She's physically gifted. We know this. It just her timing was always off, and the matches weren't smooth. They just weren't, and
yeah.
that's something that you learn with time at the end of the
She
ring. And
needs
with
yeah,
her,
she needs good I think she needs good training because
Mhm.
I can see some of the skills there. I just need her to hone them to be good.
Right.
Like when you kick, I needed to connect, not
Hmm.
and also, I don't think other than one or two matches in AEW, she hasn't really had her good dance partner. You can't go into the ring with a young, naive person just as green as you and try to make it work, or even with the older talent who's experienced, get a couple of minutes. Like with Taya, she got a couple of minutes in both of her matches, and what were we
I've
supposed to see from that?
that the Taya Valkyrie stuff in AEW to me, I'm glad she's working because I've been a fan of Taya for over a decade. At this point, those matches with Jade could have been more than what they were, and they kind of, to me they felt kind of flat. And now she's
Yeah.
doing what she's doing on ROH TV, and by majority she's still working AAA at this point. So it's like, it is what it is. I'm not trying to drag Jade through the mud. That's not what I'm trying to do. At the end of the day,
No,
if the
it's
WWE can make her better,
every what you are saying that she needs in ring work is the same thing that Triple H said sitting on the mic. She got to get better in ring, and that's why she hasn't been on wrestling on TV. So
yeah,
it's
man.
nothing that you said that anybody else hasn't said. You just being truthful. It's like to me, I that's what I don't like is when people say what you say and make it seem like it's something that is not. All we're saying is we see the potential. We
Yeah,
just want somebody to mold it and shape it to what it's supposed to be. And as she said online the other day, when somebody said something about her working in WWE and not being on TV, I think she slang patois, said, I'm getting to the bag. So don't worry about her. If she's okay with it, if they okay with it, and they working on her to get better with it, then
yeah. Polish her up.
To me, I have a problem with them doing it on TV. If they put her on TV and trained her on TV the whole time, we would have been talking about her.
Mhm.
But the fact that they have decided to make it seem like she's a star, everybody wants her. She's been on every brand, been on pay per views. They put her out on football fields and on shows and meeting celebrities. They are making her into a star outside of the ring, but they're also working on her getting to be a star inside of the ring.
Yeah, yeah. And look, the WWE Performance Center is the perfect place for anybody to polish up their in-ring skills. Those guys know what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
AEW as a company doesn't have that. ROH isn't that. It's just more of the same thing, you know. Um,
Yeah, I
so
mentioned that on another show before that my thing about it was she needs also camera ready, like in ring, because when she needs to when you would go and they zoom in on her, she would turn her back to the camera
mhm,
in AEW, and I'm like, girl, they trying to zoom in to get a shot, and
mhm,
she would turn around, they would catch her, she throw her arm up, and
yeah,
I'm like, you WWE stars know.
right.
Even
Where the
with Tommy
camera is
Storm
all the time.
coming
Right.
in,
Mhm,
like when she goes to commercial, she's like, oh, let's go to commercial. And she knows the camera's there. She's gonna play it up for the camera.
mhm,
That's what they need. So
right. Yeah. No.
hey,
No.
you
No.
know,
Yeah. We know.
you know
We
you
know,
be
man.
joking.
But at the end of the day, you know, there are people who are going to be staunch defenders of her and not necessarily be, uh, not necessarily have constructive criticism for her, right? And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
how can she get better? Exactly what Triple H is doing now. It's exactly how she can get better, right? But the AEW didn't have though that ability, right? They don't have her performance.
Anybody watching Workhorse Wrestling Network knows I have screamed from the mountaintops about Jade. I even went as far as to uh, do the sorority dance when she came out.
Mm,
I am a big fan of hers, and I've even said it on Twitter. She represents black women well. It's not like that. I'm just gonna take my earring out. She don't do all that.
right.
So I appreciate that because she represents us in a great light, and she is phenomenal looking and holds herself with respect. That's how you and you can tell she's a good mother. She has respect. She does her job. She ain't trying to start no mess. She just do what she
Right.
got to do.
Exactly.
And so that's
Exactly.
what I appreciate it.
She's always been
Because
drama
I,
free. And at the
no,
end of the day, I've always been a big fan of hers because she's been with that dude BP, my main man Brandon Phillips, for years. I'm a
yeah,
baseball guy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that's his baby mom's at the end of the day. So you know, for me, it's like she had respect from the outset for me. So it's like, you know, I just
yeah,
want
because
her to be
she got money. She ain't got to do this. She
right,
don't got to
exactly,
do this.
right,
She do it because she wants to, and she invested in it. And this will not only let's just say she doesn't become a great wrestler. Going to WWE will put her in spaces and places that
right.
she can't get in AEW.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want her to do well. And the thing is that I know she works hard, so
Yeah,
I feel like this opportunity is going to be one that is going to be good for her. Not to say that AEW wasn't good; it was a jumping point for her. But she
yeah,
needs the polish. She needs to be able to learn how to work with the cameras better. She needs her timing to be right because that's a big part of professional wrestling. People don't know that or look at that well enough. Timing is everything in pro wrestling, which is
yeah,
why you have injuries like spaz injuries, right? Like not the horrific ones that you see sometimes. Like
yeah.
there's just when stuff happens in the ring, it's like, well, that person's timing wasn't right or whatever. Damn, they botched this. You know what I'm saying? That you know that person was off. That's right. Their timing was off. So that's what she needs to
Yes, and
be
she
able
can't
to
get
work
no
on.
worse than Tiffany Stratton that day. I had to watch her do the Boston Crab, and she just struggled.
Oh,
She struggled so badly. She struggled. I
so
was on the screen screaming, "Please stop this! Stop! Stop now! If you would just stop, just let go, just stop." And she wouldn't do it.
yeah, yeah. She's not, and obviously Jade's not the only one who's ever gone through those kind of problems or whatever the case is. So, it's just more spotlighted because she's treated as a star and stuff like that. And then you know we got to her based off of the AEW women's talk and stuff like that. So you know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I just feel like a lot of the
And please
conversations that are
stop.
going on
Yes,
the internet.
internet. Stop talking about. Oh, she working in the PC. She must not be good. Listen, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes,
Mhm.
all of them have had to go to the PC and work out, even though they've been training and been working for years. Some of them older than her in the business went to the PC to relearn and step their game up.
Mhm.
Also, I can't wait for Friday and Carmelo Hayes in this tournament.
So
Listen,
when I saw that announcement yesterday, I said to myself, "This is an easy way for them to get out of this whole Trick Mellow Gang thing on NXT." And I was like, but they can build it toward if they can build that feud towards the main roster, I'm all good for it. I'm all good for it. you know. But yeah, it's gonna be a cool moment for Melo on SmackDown. Hopefully he makes it far, and we get to see that feud, man. I want to see Trick whoop on Melo sometime, and we'll finally uncover that it was Melo. It was Melo who beat down Trick Williams in the back
Yeah.
about a month ago on NXT.
Ladies and gentlemen, see, even though we didn't have a lot of new stuff, we still gave you our insights on some things.
Mhm.
So make sure you come back next week. It's our last episode for 2023.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we're going to preview up into 2024 when we come back. Okay. So, again, everybody, I'm going to cut the lights out. It's time to go up in here. And you all have a good evening. See you next Tuesday, 10 a.m. for our last episode on 2023.
There it is.
Peace.